this meeting in order. To have a motion to approve the agenda.
So, yep, second.
Judy made the motion, Todd second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, let's stand and say pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, public comment. That's public comment.
I'm just wanting to remind people that this weekend is legislative briefing Saturday, and I didn't remember my phone to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it is. And they start out in Shenandoah at 8 o'clock, and maybe one of you guys know where they're at. Is it Bricker?
It's usually the fire department in the
Okay.
breaker room there.
Yeah, at 8 o'clock. And then when they're done there, they come over to Clarinda at 10 o'clock at the Lead Library. What happens is they do these briefings 3 months during the legislative session, January, February, and March. And so this will be probably the final one before the session is over. And I guess I'm not gonna be able to go. That's why I want some people to go. The very first one in January, we had a whole room full because people were up in arms about the AEA. But last month were not that many people. They only come when they have something that they wanna talk about. So I would encourage people to go because we need to remind them that we're out here and they're representing us. And if you have a question for them, it's great, because what they'll do is they come in and they'll, first of all, go over what they've been working on that week or that month or whatever, what they've gotten done, and then they'll open it up for questions. So think of a question and ask them something just to remind them that you're out here and they're representing you.
Right.
Okay?
Yep, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Okay. If there's no one else, we'll have engineer update.
Good evening, J.D. King, Page County Engineer. Another official spring day.
Yep.
The engineer update went out Tuesday afternoon, and the follow-up email about the J53 was sent out before noon today. We have blades out in the districts working the windrows where we pulled the edges, where we cut edges so we can get the water off the road. We're hauling rock with 4 trucks. We got crews cutting and shearing down at 300th Street P and over on J53 east of Shamball. We want to do that kind of work, like the pipe work ahead of the project, and we'll also be working on East River Road, north of 280th, when they're done on J53. We're starting to pull wings off the motor graders, although sometimes there's a forecast of snow. This weekend, I don't think we'll need the wings on the motor grader, so one of them took off and we'll be taking the rest off tomorrow and the rest of the week, or next week. One of the pickups in for front axles. The case and the bat wing were in this week, and that I see it setting outside. So when the grass starts growing, get a little rain and heat, and we'll be ready to go mow. Got a seat part for number 7 motor grader, and the weed commissioner passed his roadside test, so he's fully authorized to spray. It's good, and they're working on the spray truck. They got parts in earlier this week. They were working on that today. Turning to construction, work on 190th Street Bridge is ongoing. They're still forming the deck. They were putting on the side forms today. The deck's all on, the ends working on the sides, the diaphragms are down. The steel tying crew will be in next week. We were scheduled to have a pre-pour today. That did not occur because based on the forecast temperatures and the overnight lows, we're gonna delay the deck pour a week or two until better weather. It's still early in the season, so there's no merit to covering or heating and housing the deck. We can wait a few weeks and Mother Nature take care of that. We heard some discussion about legislation, House File 718. It has to do with allowable tax growth and local minimum effort. And I don't understand all about it, but some of the counties are gonna be harmed by it. And there's no anticipated fix for this legislative year, perhaps next. And Page County does provide the road department with local minimum effort plus a little bit. So I'm also working on the DOT budget program due April 15th. And then if you take a look at this extra thing I wrote up today, falls under a category of bad news. Doesn't get better with age. We run into a major hitch with the J53 project using federal aid. Bottom line is we can't do a seal coat surface while we use federal aid funds on a project. So the alternative is wait until we can gather farm to market monies, which is not what the board is looking for, or we can change and get away from a seal coat, which the feds consider federal aid, and use a lift of hot mix asphalt as a road surface, which can be used while we use federal aid money. I haven't figured out all the costs yet. We know what the base stabilization part costs, but it's take a little more work to figure out what this lift of asphalt's gonna cost, because it's not like our M53 job where we did a coat in place. So there's some work I need to do on this yet.
And
But
if we went with the asphalt, that's still a minimum of a year.
yes,
Okay.
because the asphalt's gonna cost more than the seal coat.
And the
Yep.
federal money, the only way we can use that money is to go asphalt.
Correct.
But it'd be a smoother, better,
Yes, it'll be.
if we wait, we're gonna have an even better road,
Yes.
and they'll help fund that.
Questions from me?
So on that, I mean, put the figures together, that we could get a time frame together of what that looks like. The federal dollars will wait if it takes us a year or two to get there.
Yes. In fact, the federal dollars were increased. You know, we get some federal money every year, so we're putting it in,
Right, and this is a federal route, so it
yeah,
can be
this is
used
a
on
federal
this
route,
route.
yes.
So that's,
We couldn't have used this federal money on J55, for example.
right. Okay, well, when you get that put together in the time frame,
Yeah,
like look at the next few weeks or something, or what do you
yeah,
think?
before, I should have it together before the 15th of April
Okay,
for budget and program. Thank you.
okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. All right, next up, we have conservation with requests for using reserve funds for several projects.
Yeah, we've got several projects that we're trying to wrap up, kind of before camping season starts. We were gonna try to cover, well, we've covered a lot of these just out of our budget, but honestly, with our cabins, they're costing a little more just to get them done, so we're kind of taking steps to make sure we're not gonna go over our budget. So for these projects, we would like to request the use of our reserve funds. Some of these funds that are in there, like for the Johnson Memorial out there at Pierce Creek, That 3,500 for that we have in our reserve was actually memorial money that his family donated to us. And then for the flagpoles and landscaping for RAP, we've got money in there that our local veteran donated. Then the completion of the playgrounds at Nottoway Valley and Pierce Creek, the 3,470, we got reimbursed through our grants from the playground, so it's basically grant money in there for that. So the two projects that would actually be using, I guess you could say, our reserve money, not any donations or grants, would be running water, the Pierce Creek's maintenance shed for $2,200, because right now we don't have water in our maintenance shed, and finishing the interior of the cabins, roughly $1,400 a piece for the furnishings.
Okay, so we need a motion on this to allow conservation to use these reserve funds. Everybody understand that?
Yeah, I'll make a motion.
I'll do them all, just all that,
Yeah, I'll make a motion that we honor the request for the conservation to use reserve funds for their projects.
I'll second it.
okay? Got a motion and a second, any discussion on that? Those things, very nice that many people have raised money and donated money and memorials to do all these things, so. Okay, we'll vote.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
okay. Thank you for putting that together.
I got another one too.
Oh, go ahead. Oh, that's right, you do have another one. You're right. Go ahead, go to the next one.
This next one is, to give you a little background, the cabins should be up and running for this camping season. They're very primitive cabins, so starting out, we're only gonna charge probably $30 a night. It's basically just electricity, a couple beds, and a mini fridge. But we are requesting, because right now all of our camping revenue goes back to the county. If the revenue we generate from these cabins, because we put it into reserve, just for future projects and upgrading the cabins.
Yep. Yep, well, I need a motion on that. Anybody have any discussion on that?
Yeah, so you're just wanting the revenue that you generate from the cabins to go back to the cabins,
To the reserve.
to the,
Correct, yes, to the reserve, so we could use it for other projects. The other counties I've talked to that have cabins,
It
that's
stays
usually what
in,
they do.
stays in your budget, doesn't go to the general.
Why don't we do it for like 1 year and see how much revenue is generated? And then look at it again next
Yeah,
year.
because I will say too, just because of the cost of electricity, we have, the cabins are actually placed in what used to be a modern campsite. So we are gonna lose the $15 a night for revenue, but we'll be generating the 30. So our revenues will be a little less for Nottoway and Pierce because we're down one campsite now.
I would move that we approve that the cabin revenue goes into the Conservation Reserve Fund for this next season, and then we review it next year.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion and a second on that, any other discussion? Look at it for a year and then maybe do it long-term after that? No other discussion, we'll vote on that.
Yes.
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 All right, thank you.
Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
Okay. Next up on the agenda, we have Resolution 24, awarding general obligation county jail bonds. I have it right here in front of me. This is for what was passed. You have something else?
I just needed that top sheet, I guess.
Oh,
Sorry.
to fill out, who makes the motions, or,
Maggie's on Zoom.
Yes.
okay, this one, take that one to make the motions, okay. So we have this, Resolution 24, which is awarding the general obligation county jail bond, $16.7 million.
It's actually $9 million. We're selling the first part, if you'll recall, this is Maggie with Spear Financial.
Okay. Well, it says
Yep.
16.7, should we change that?
That's the total.
That's the not to exceed from the referendum amount. The amount that you're awarding this evening is the first part, which is $9 million of general obligation county jail bonds, series 2024. What you have in front of you could be from the attorneys referencing the $16.7 million referendum.
Okay, so it's $9 million right now at this time.
Correct.
Okay.
So we've laid in front of you, or Melissa has provided you with our letter we are recommending that you would award the $9 million this evening to Bernardi Securities of Northfield, Illinois, at a true interest rate of 3.6913%. Put that into a little bit of perspective. Your interest rate on your waste disposal bonds was a 3.67. Those were 10-year bonds, and these are 20-year bonds. So we're very happy with the 3.69% interest rate today. There were 6 bids in total. And as part of this pricing, because of the size, the county did go through the process of having a Moody's bond rating. Your bond rating did come in at a AA3 rating, which is fantastic for a county. To be AAA is the highest in the land, and there's only about 12 credits in the state of Iowa, including the state of Iowa, that have a AAA rating. And then you go into the AA1, AA2, and AA3 before you go into the single A category. So you're really have a very nice credit rating. They, talk about you have a financially stable position, healthy liquidity. They talk about your, year-end surpluses and how that's, attributable to conservative budgeting, and they appreciate that. So there's 3 or 4 colorful pages of report that they did. We thank Melissa for taking her time out a couple of weeks ago to participate and answer all of their questions that they had. And then again, we are looking at the $9 million. This is a 20-year bond issue. And with that being said, you are looking at repayment amount each year of about $600 and some thousand. The first year, you'll recall, is a bigger amount. And that's because the first year we're setting the tax levy rate where we believe the tax levy rate will be in the future when we fold in the second part of this bond issue. So the tax levy rate for fiscal year 25, it should be set as to where we think it will need to be in 26 and beyond, or even maybe a little bit less, because today's interest rates were a 4% all the way down, and with a small premium given by the winning underwriter. When we were running these scenarios for you, we were looking at a 4.75% interest rate. So we're very happy with today's results. And we do anticipate that interest rates could potentially go down, even if by 25 basis points or 0.5% later in the year and into next year. And that will just do great for you guys as you are finishing up or getting to, the halfway part of your project. So with that, I'd answer any questions that you have, but we would recommend you would award this evening.
Yeah, on our resolution is not to exceed 60 million. I see the letter says 9 million. Does the resolution need to say 9 million for tonight? Because we're having a resolution on this, not on awarding this to a certain.
Our motion can say the 9 million. Does the resolution say
It says
9 million
No, it says 16 million.
as the bond issue?
Yeah.
So do we just need to put that 9 million into our motion?
Yeah, you do need to put the 9 million. We'll follow up with that. It shouldn't say 16 million. They should have done it for 9 million. They reviewed all the documents. So I'm not sure where, why it's saying that. And I unfortunately don't have my computer open in front of me to look back at that document. But yes, just put the 9 million in and we'll make sure that is updated.
It does say Bernardi Securities if we pass this. It has the right people on here.
Okay.
It just has the wrong amount.
Okay.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 24-2024, awarding county jail bonds, series 2024B, in the amount of $9 million as a part of the $16.7 million bond issue that was approved. 3.6913% interest on 20-year bonds.
To Bernardi Securities. You want to say that?
No.
Yes, two? Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion and a second on that, awarding Bernardi Securities out of Northfield, Illinois. This bond? Go.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you all very, very much. We appreciate it. You'll have additional documents in just a couple of weeks on your agenda, and then you will be receiving these bond funds on April 18th. And so any money that you've spent on this project so far, you would be able to reimburse yourself on that date, but also that's when the deposit of the proceeds will be in your bank account.
Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good evening.
Thank
You too.
I'll sign these things. This is fantastic. There we go. Okay. Next up on the agenda, we have Resolution 25, which we have is appointing commissioners of the Housing Authority in Page County.
Does that have names on it, Jacob?
Well, that's what I was asking earlier. I don't see names on here, so some kind of, let's see here. No, Teresa Babcock. We did this. I think the deal is, that's what we did. Is the deal that it just didn't have the resolution number on it? So it's just basically redoing what we did to appoint Teresa Babcock, and it gives it a resolution number 25. So it's in here, so.
We need to get them to the auditor's office before the meeting so we can put the resolution or something.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we got resolution 25. We've
I'll make
passed
a
this.
motion that we pass resolution 25-2024 for the certificate of appointment of commissioners of the Housing Authority,
Teresa Babcock.
Teresa Babcock.
Okay.
I'll second it.
No second, any discussion on that?
Yes.
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 Okay, I'll sign that. Okay. All right, that's done. Next up, we have a solar ordinance. I've been studying on that and found all kinds of stuff on it I'm looking into, talked to some other counties. I have not come to a number yet on some of these setbacks. I'm looking at several different numbers that are different. So I almost want
Yeah.
to put this off another week or two.
And I did talk to some people at ISAC a little bit, and then I started reading a bunch of stuff that I looked up. There's a lot of things that we can do differently than some of these other ordinances that I was looking at too, but I also have some questions for is it William?
Mhm.
Yeah, I had some other questions that I wrote down that I'm gonna try to email him probably. I'll probably put you guys on it if I email him, and so he can answer. So I know he's not gonna be here tonight, so,
Right.
but yeah, I would like to kind of continue this discussion anyway and research a little bit.
Okay, so you want to just move on past that tonight? We'll move on, keep researching. We got board communication. I'm trying to look at our dates coming up. We have,
We have our two meetings Monday, one at 12
25th.
and 12:15.
Yep, yeah, 12 and 12:15 on the 25th.
Yep, on the 25th.
Yep.
so there's two meetings Monday at dinner time. Coming up, okay.
And Melissa sent those agendas out.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So that's coming.
I
Anything
will
else?
just probably zoom to both those, so.
Yeah.
Okay. Is anything else coming up?
I don't-
Think about for Monday?
I've got some the 28th, which is our
Very well.
next.
Did we have any more claims? We have any bills? Did that the other day? Okay, got that done. Is there any other, we'll go to the meeting then?
We did get, I'm sure you guys saw the jail report.
Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
That we're basically just a pass for now, since we did pass the bond issue, so.
Yeah.
Jail
I
pass.
thought it was a good letter, and I think, our department does really well working with the inspector.
Right.
So it sounded very,
Get everything done.
yeah, so.
Yeah, the jail pass inspection. Okay. Anything else? If we don't have any claims, none of that, to the minutes. And let me see here, got all kinds of stuff here. Let's see. That's right. That's for the back page of the 7th. And this is an extra one there. There's the front page of the 12th. I didn't have any issue with the opposite page of those. So there's an extra one there in that. So on that, for the 12th and the 7th, both those minutes, that we've been doing amending them, so I'd make a motion on that to amend the minutes from the 7th and the 12th, meet the guidelines put forth by the IPIB.
Second?
All right, motion and second, or discussion on that? If not, we'll vote.
Yes.
No,
Yes,
I don't see anything on the 7th.
that is the 7th, sorry, I should have wrote the.
This is the 12th.
Well, that's the back page of the 7th, that's what I said. The front page had no issue.
This is the back page of the 7th?
I think so, yeah. Yeah, look at the bottom, it says next meeting's the 12th. You see
Yeah,
that?
okay.
Yeah, that's the 7th. Okay, there's no issue on the other, off the pages of what we're doing. Okay, anything else? We can adjourn.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second,
Second, adjourn. Thanks, John.
okay.